Hi, Dr. Murray, Uncivilized Vitality, and hopefully this video won't get flagged or shadow banned, but we'll see. Okay, so today, Uncivilized Vitality, this is the first week of the month, and I think we're in March. Well, I know we're in March 2025, 26. I guess I don't know. And so the first week's going to be health and wellness. Second week will be fieldcraft. Third week will be one of the guidings. And the fourth week this month will be something miscellaneous. And this month in March 2026, at the end of the month, the video we're going to have will be a discussion between myself and Dr. Sam Schlichman, the inventor of the Schlichman pressure wrap, which is, anyway, fascinating. It's going to be a great time. That'll come out at the end of the month. And then we're going to have another interview with Rock and Annie from the Wild Tigers at the end of April. So we got a couple of good interviews coming up. And then some turtles, too. We've got some turtles from camp footage we'll have out pretty soon, too. So this month, today we're going to talk about hygiene. We're going to talk about hygiene number 3, okay? Prevention beats cure, okay? Prevention beats cure. Now, we are going to talk about this at the March 2026, I do know what year it is, meeting this month, our community meeting. So if you're in mid-Michigan and you want to drop by, and this would be the first time you come to one of the chapter meetings, this would be a good month. I'm going to expand on this in a lot more detail at the meeting in person, where I can talk more freely about some of the details that we're going to skirt around a little bit today, so the YouTube doesn't drag down the reach of this video too much, or more than it has the other videos. So, prevention beats cure. Now, I know this seems like a really civilized position to take when you first think about it. It seems like I'm saying you should get a, I don't even know how to say the word, rhymes with schmexine, or something in order to prevent disease later on. And while I'm not necessarily against inoculation as a treatment or as a preventative, it just would depend. There's a lot more nuance to it. You're just not allowed to talk about it too much. So what we're going to talk about today, and what I actually mean by prevention beats cure, hygiene number 3, is something that was called the terrain theory. Right? The terrain theory of healthcare. The terrain theory is pretty misaligned. It basically says that the hosts, the organism, or let's just say people, because I'm not too concerned about other organisms right now, although it might carry over. I don't know. I'm not a zoologist or anything. The host, me, my human health is vital, and it depends on the amount of health I have to dictate how much disease occurs in my body, to a certain degree. Basically, it says that disease will occur in soil or terrain, a host, that is weak, imbalanced, or toxic. So you're in a weak, imbalanced, or toxic state, disease will occur. Right? This is very fundamental. It seems like it's pretty straightforward. The terrain theory also states that the body's health is primary, not just germs or external pathogens. So the terrain theory says, right, host's health is primary in determining whether you develop disease or not. It's primary, right? Comma, not just external pathogens, right? Not just external pathogens. So we're going to call them germs, right? We'll just say germs, right? And Uncivilized Vitality ascribes to this viewpoint, that your hygiene is about prevention beating cure, meaning if you tend to your soil or your terrain primarily, you're going to greatly reduce your incidence of disease or susceptibility to disease, even if exposed to certain external pathogens or germs that might otherwise cause disease in weak soil or imbalanced soil or toxic soil or basically susceptible soil. The problem is, when you talk about this, is the mainstream healthcare advice that you get. I see patients almost every day. That's the field I'm in. I know that it gets misconstrued or given a bad name. They say that people that subscribe to the terrain theory, like Uncivilized Vitality does, I have the 5 paths of health and wellness, the movement, nourishment, restoration, hygiene, and community, to keep your terrain as full of vitality as we can so we can resist the external pathogens. I'm not saying that they don't cause disease. I'm saying that they'll cause disease where they get the opportunity. That for the most part, they're opportunistic. That seems self-evident because some people, myself included, rarely get sick. I'm in my mid-50s. I just rarely catch colds or flus or viruses of any sort. I personally rarely get sick. I put a lot of effort into maintaining my terrain. Well, not a lot of effort. I've streamlined it at this point, but I do my best that way forward. Sometimes that happens. People say, "Oh, you're just lucky," or "You just haven't caught a real bug or whatever yet." I'm exposed to sick patients all week long, constantly. People come in because they're sick. They come to me as the physician to help them, give them advice on feeling better. And I'm not a germ denier. Uncivilized Vitality doesn't deny germ theory. But I do want to say that terrain theory is not as quackery as it's been made out on the internet. I like that if you Google it, so you can pause the video and Google terrain theory, you will see something along the lines of an outdated or obsolete medical theory, right? And it'll say that. It's not outdated or obsolete. It came around from a man, see, this will probably get us slowed down, just even mentioning his name, Bechamp, who was born early 1800s and lived till 1910, so he was well into his 90s when he died. He also worked with a man named Bernard, another French physiologist, who came up with the idea of the internal milieu, or milieu internal. I don't know how to speak French, but the internal environment. So we're talking about your biome, the colonic bacteria you have, the germs and bacteria we have on our skin. And if kept in balance and healthy, they actually help prevent opportunistic pathogens from causing disease. For instance, every one of you has Clostridium difficile in your intestines and colon. You have C. diff. But if it's maintained at a certain ratio to the other so-called good bacteria or good germs, it doesn't present a problem for most healthy individuals, right? Because the soil, the terrain is poor for the C. diff to get a foothold and populate. But boy, if you eat some food and get some more Clostridium in there and it starts to outnumber the good bacteria, so the terrain becomes more susceptible to the C. diff, you can have all sorts of problems. That's just an example. Anyway, Bechamp came up with this terrain theory based on Claude Bernard, a contemporary's work, or with Claude, and he just said host health is vital or is primary, not just external pathogens. And at the same time, Louis Pasteur was working, of pasteurization fame, was working on something called the germ theory. He said that these little bugs, I always say the wee beasties, because that's how I heard it in school, it was funny, viruses, bacteria, yeasts, molds, fungus, parasites, wee beasties cause infections or disease just because they exist. That's the germ theory in a nutshell. I don't want to do the same thing I'm saying they're doing to terrain theory to the germ theory, but for whatever reason, these two got juxtaposed, like Bechamp and Pasteur were like, dipole opposites fighting over one thing. That's just inaccurate. Don't listen to just the Google or the first page on Google and base all your information on that. Read a book. Read several books. Do some study and some research about it. The terrain theory is not obsolete. It's not outdated. It's very relevant today, and I think even more so because now we're getting these super bugs out, these MRSAs and VERSAs. We get these super bugs. You've got to be more prepared than ever to not be susceptible to these pathogens. The internet or the mainstream, the germ theory proponents who hate terrain theory are almost always, almost always trying to Well, you can read my book, actually. That way I don't have to talk about it on YouTube. You get the books, and you can read about what I have to say about the terrain theory versus germ theory in that chapter on hygiene. But basically, they'll set up a straw man argument saying that terrain theory went from germs are of secondary importance to germs don't matter. So terrain theory says that germs are of secondary importance, the external pathogens. Yes, they're important. Wash your hands, obviously, but take care of your soil first. Get the proper amount of sun, exercise, rest, the good foods, clean water. Take care of yourself first, and then the germs will deal with those secondarily. They set up a straw man argument saying the terrain theorists think that germs don't matter. And then, of course, they attack that, and it makes this seem like, quackery. But that's not what it says in a fair reading of the terrain theory. The uncivilized vitality people, for the most part, are terrain theory followers. We try to get the proper movement. We try to get the proper nutrition. We get proper restoration. We take hygienic steps, and we work with our psychological and social health, psychosocial health through community interaction. We stay as healthy as we can, and then we are better equipped to deal with our any fallout from external pathogens that happen to get in or cause us trouble. And that is it in a nutshell. Sometimes the terrain theory, like I said, is maligned or presented in a certain, like a straw man argument, presented in such a light as to make it look bad. Sometimes it's even hijacked. The terrain theory is used as, even though it's usually poo-pooed by mainstream healthcare advisors or healthcare givers, it's maligned as outdated and obsolete and quackery. But at the same time, they'll say you should also take steps to get maybe inoculated or be slightly exposed to this early on so that the germs don't get you later. So they're trying to have their cake and eat it too in a certain way. That's it in a nutshell. So it's a small video today, but keeping it small because it probably won't get a lot of play just because of the topic. I think when you mention certain things, you get slowed down, but that's okay. If you'd like to hear more and a great amount more detail, make sure you swing by. If you're in mid-Michigan, you can find the details to come to one of our chapter meetings. And it's free for first-time visitors, no dues involved at all. And you can write to info@uncivilizedvitality.com and get the details there. And if this is the kind of content you like, make sure you turn on the notifications. Please subscribe to the channel, share the channel, and leave some comments below. What do you think about this? And I think that's it. Oh, buy me a coffee, please. That helps quite a bit. And that would be it.